All right. So I remember almost 4 months ago, I was sitting in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, thinking about what will be my next steps, and I decided to move to New York and taking up a challenge to build a social circle in 90 days. And I invited my best buddy, friend, and social circle expert from Lisbon, Jordan, and we decided to move together for 3 months to New York City to have this challenge and build a social circle of attractive women and other ambitious guys in 90 days. And now we are end of November. We are about to leave the city. We are finishing up the 90 days. And today we are talking about what happened, the good things, the bad things, the big learnings, everything. And I want to start off with asking Jordan, okay, from coming to Rio and 90 days later, it sounds like a horror movie, but it isn't.
So where am I now? Well, I don't know how many people remember the first video we made. I mean, clearly we've upped our production.
I think everybody kind of knows.
Yeah, right? We've done a lot. So, I would say I started as very shy. I remember we went out one night just to go out, to have fun, and we were just talking to people randomly, and you turned around to me, and you were looking at me, and you're like, "Are you okay?" Because you remember that?
Yeah. I think it was probably in.
It was in Rio.
Was it still in Rio? I think it was still in Rio.
Yeah, we went to that street. And I was just very tense. I wasn't relaxed. Where am I now? I'm not perfect, but I think the bigger thing is I just don't care. I mean, that's like the ultimate win on this, is that if you really want to be someone who can goes up and talk to anyone, you have to let go of whatever they think of you. And I had so much anxiety about what people would say about this, like working on this together, and how people would think of me, particularly approaching girls. And I just don't care anymore. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think
it's like you don't care. I mean, that's like more about having also I would call it social freedom.
Yeah, the social freedom. And when you stop caring, it's not about girls anymore. It's literally about what do you want to do with this life and who do you want to talk to.
Yeah. And if we go back, like we met up in Rio. That was like the planning stage before coming to New York to actually implement the things we planned, the challenge. I mean, the challenge started in Rio, of course, because part of building a social circle, if you do it in a systematic way, is to have a plan what you are doing, especially in this short period of time. We are not living, let's say, full time in New York. We cannot, just kind of try out 1 or 2 months hovering around doing nothing. So we had to set up a certain plan that we then can implement when coming to New York. Can you talk a little bit about the early stages when we met up in Rio and then when we then head over to New York?
Well, early stages were to put down like our goals, what we want to be, what we want to do. And then we began planning places where we would go to start the social circle, where we wanted to stay. So we knew from our research we wanted to stay in East Village. And on top of that, we wanted to start off with a bang because we planned it for Fashion Week. So we figured out the events we wanted to go to. Yeah,
because at the beginning of September, mid-September, there was New York Fashion Week. And that was like a big event. It was at the right time because it was right at the beginning. And also remember the swimsuit USA event. That was the first event we went to when we actually arrived in New York. But we already planned this up front and decided, okay, these are, let's say, the 2 first big events where we want to meet the people we want to connect with. And I think this was very important. And it maybe was a little bit also luck that they took place at the first 2 weeks when we came to New York. So I think this was like a great start. And from there, things kind of started to unfold.
But you know what they say about luck, right? Was it opportunity meets preparation or something like that?
Engineered or something like that.
Yeah, like the point is we were lucky because we put ourselves out there and we were set to take on the opportunities that were presented to us.
Yeah. And also need to say that, of course, when you actually then come here to New York, the one thing is like planning everything on paper, but then actually coming here and implementing, knowing, okay, I need to go to these events, I need to go out, I need to talk to different people, is then another story, right?
Yes.
You can just think so much about things ahead or things you want to do, but at the end of the day, it's all about taking the right action of then implementing, because everything looks nice on paper.
It's true.
If you don't do nothing, then what will happen?
It's true. And I think it's the quintessential business plan. Like, only people who are new to business think about making business plans. Because the point is, no matter what you write down, it will always change and you have to adapt. But you won't even know what to do until you go out. And I think that a lot of the guys that we've talked to and helped will say, oh, well, how do you do this event? What are the steps? And we can give them the steps and they can write it down, but it won't mean anything unless they're, one, going out and talking to people, right? So that's how you find venues, that's how you find partners, and that's how you find people to join the event. And two, if you don't actually make a plan in motion, what everyone saw from us was both of us holding events over the past year. So of course our event was successful, but my first event, I think I had 2 people show up, and then I had another one after that. Nobody showed up, so I just had to secretly cancel it.
Yeah, and then, just keep going and learning from what you can improve and then implement. And that's what you well said, that most of people, they probably make plans, but they don't implement it, or they try it once and they quit. And we also organized then weekly meetups, and I remember one guy actually recently asked me, just coming to me, hey, can you give me some dating tips, right? And I was saying, yeah, of course, but what do you do right now? I mean, what's do you go out there? How do you meet somebody? And then he's saying like, he's going out there. Yeah, what do you do? Do you talk to people? And then say, I want to do this, that. I want to talk to women. I want to go to these places and so on. So everything was in his head, but he actually hasn't done nothing, because his friend was on next to him, and he said, hey, when we are going out, you just stand in the corner and talk to nobody.
Yes.
And then I say, well, then the first tip, I can give you a lot of tips what to do, but if you don't talk to people, then nothing will happen.
It's true. And, through this journey, I thought I was going to be the guy who would be good at pickup. I really did. And the thing is, like, now I can talk to anyone, and I just don't care as much anymore, so much about doing that type of game, because I like making connections with people. But the fact of the matter is, if you attempt to rely totally on the apps and you can't talk to anyone, then you're not going to find people with whom you can deeply connect, because the apps don't do it for you, and standing in the corner doesn't do it for you. So, a lot of guys, they go to the club and they get afraid to talk to women because they're just thinking downstream, okay, well, I got to buy her a drink, or I got to be funny so she likes me, so then I can go on a date, so then we can hook up. But if you just release all of that, you can literally talk to anyone and not care. And the best part about that is that you actually find people who you connect with a lot more easily. Yeah,
and you make a lot of friends.
Yeah, you make a lot of friends.
Which then, you can build a tribe, you can build a social circle, you can go out together. It's not that always need to plan these big events. Because some guys say, hey, the event thing, everything is cool, but I'm not like somebody that wants to do this event and wants to do everything. But that doesn't mean that you cannot go out there social and meet friends. And if you just want to have like an easy weekend out, why just go out and with 2-3 friends you met 2-3 weeks ago? It starts with the small things, but what you want to then do with it, it really depends on you and what are your goals, and we are coming back to the beginning. Okay, you need to know what are your goals, your vision about your social life.
Yes, and your goals can adapt, because I think the goals I originally wrote down with you are not the ones that I came out with at the end of the journey. But, you know, that's okay because like those new goals are the new North Star. And I just want to say something else here too, which is a lot of guys think that this is literally all about making events with women, and we made many events, more events with just all guys.
Yeah, weekly.
Yeah, right?
You probably met more guys than girls.
And I think it's funny because I did invite one guy and he's like, well, why would I want to hang out with a bunch of guys? But you know.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I remember.
And then he ended up showing up. And I think like the broader thing here is you need to be good at meeting everyone. Those guys are the guys who, if you are nervous about talking to everyone, let alone girls, they're going to be the ones who have your back, who you can do this work with. And so, you know, I just learned a lot hanging out with Julian.
Yeah, and also like I remember some of the guys when we met them, they say, hey, they're not used to, you know, meet other guys, you know, becoming friends.
Yes, right.
And they are just focused. Oh, okay, I need to approach girls. I need to approach, like, go from set to set, and thinking they, you know, like short-term thinking instead of stepping one, you know, a little bit back and say, hey, I build these friendships. It doesn't matter if it's guys, girls, or whoever. I just don't care. I don't think about it. I just want to make the connections, and then things can at least at some point happen more in a natural way than something forced, which everybody is then, you know, how can I say, like chasing.
Yes.
Chasing instead of leaning back and thinking, hey, I don't care, I just want to have fun, I connect with people, and then I maybe have my strategies of making something happen then during this journey.
Yes. I mean, I just think about, like, this is the difference between pickup and what we're doing, which is very focused on that, like, one after another rep of talking to women and shooting your shot, versus we're talking about creating social gravity. So you could be the guy who goes up to a woman one after the another guy. Oh, this other guy blew it out, so I'm going to take my shot. Or you could be with your friends having a good time, and someone pulls up next to you at the bar, and you just start talking to them.
Exactly.
And you bring them into your circle.
Yeah. And that also is a huge attraction trigger of showing social proof. Because if, for example, women, they see you are around either other women or also just in a group with guys, and you're having a great time, that draws them in. They want to be part of it. They want to know, okay, like, well, they're having fun, so I'm missing something out. And then it's more like having the social proof that creates attraction. But also then if you meet them and you don't necessarily hit on all the girls, you connect with them, you become friends, they see what you have in your life going on, because you have probably worked on your Instagram, on your social media, and they see what you are doing over this time, which then eventually will be then easier for you to meet them up again and to bring them into your circle. And that's exactly what we did. I mean, when we came here, we already had, you know, our social media on point, but still it's always a thing you know, keep improving. I remember you have also done posted new content on your social media. I posted something of, for example, from our last event. And that also brings then people to want to stay in touch with you, even on an indirect level.
Yes, and particularly, I know we've talked about this to death, but if you are meeting models and they have excellent social media, then you having good social media is just speaking their language, not even from a dating standpoint, just from a friendship, inviting them to an event standpoint. So everything we're doing here is just trying to show you how to operate in these circles. But I do think there's just one last point on all of this. You could do it and you could be fake, you know, and eventually it will catch up to you. You're going to have to move, or, you know, there's certain aspects to it that you could fake your Instagram, or alternatively, you could just become the person in your Instagram, right? So you're not just showing yourself taking pose shots with women. You're showing yourself, like, literally talking to them, having a real conversation. And
in the environment.
environment.
And for some reason, a friend, if you capture the moment.
Yes,
that's like
right?
the best content.
That's the best, because you didn't pose, they didn't pose, nobody was an object in that. You know, you didn't just have them pose so you could just show yourself with a bunch of girls, put on social media. You actually were in the moment being that person. And that is the big thing that, as opposed to, let's say, other programs, I think that is my takeaway of learning from this, and just the effectiveness of authenticity.
Yeah, and adding to that, I think if you will reflect back, especially when coming here, and having, let's say, the first month, it was still like a lot of trial and error.
Yeah, it was a lot of trial and error.
Of things going to places, finding out. I mean, of course, we went to events. I mean, what was your favorite event, actually?
My favorite event?
Yeah. We can say, maybe, I don't know if we say all the 3 months or in the first month, or what is your top 3? Or whatever you...
Let me think about where I had the most fun. Okay, so definitely our event.
That's I mean,
our event was the top.
Yeah, okay. Know? This was like the blast.
We went out to Mr. Purple so many times, I couldn't even tell you exactly which one. But it was the first time that I was helping coach, and we had so many...
The first challenge we did with guys.
And we had so many wins that night. The thing is, and you guys are out here, if you are not at the top of your game...
Or Stromboli pizza.
Yeah, the Stromboli was fun.
That's our pizza night.
That's our pizza spot. There's a lot of guys who go out there, who, or I should say who we talk to, who will say, oh, I'm good at talking with girls, I'm good at talking with everyone. And then we go out and Mr. Purple's not, it's a club environment, but it is not by far the most intense, and it probably has some of the easiest people to chat with in New York City. And so, but they freeze up. So just going out there and showing them that, like, they could talk to anyone, and it just starts with a smile and warm, open energy, and it's not a pickup line, and you could just have good conversation. So that one night, we had so many wins and so much fun.
Yeah, I think it was probably the first challenge. Just to give a background for probably some people watching this didn't know. So we were running challenges with different guys. So we took them out on a special experience, on a Michelin 5-star social circle, learning, magnetic communication, whatever challenge you want to call it. And I remember we had like one group, everybody had like good connection with each other, and we went first to the Mr. Purple rooftop, and we went to some bars in Lower East Side. We went to this bodega, or what is it called?
Yeah, the bodega, yeah.
And then we went actually back. I remember going back to Mr. Purple, talking. Everybody had a lot of fun, and then we had like the end of the night was the Stromboli pizza.
Oh yeah, we went to pizza,
East Village, and finishing the night. I think it was like a huge blast, a fun night, and I mean, a lot of guys, they hitting me up all the time. They say it was like a great that you expected. Yeah.
And I think there was a lot of things that I even learned that night, because I wanted to take the pressure off the guys. So when we started talking to this group of girls, I just said to them, we know we want to be social tonight, so we're just warming up by chatting with you. And they loved it. Like, this is not like a pickup line, and it's also something that works with guys too. It works with everyone. People are just going to be open if you're open.
Yeah. And I remember I also think the one day with the New York Fashion Week event, like the up and down from thinking we got scammed.
Oh yeah. We did have a great night that night.
That was a great night.
And then we got the free bottle.
Yeah, we got a free bottle, and we suddenly met one of our model friends. And that was also a fun night. And then we went walking to Times Square, and then
yes, I do remember. Yeah.
So like maybe we can recap this story quick. So it was New York Fashion Week, and that was one of the events we planned up front, and I bought the tickets online. So we with a VIP after party, and then we went there. You went into the line, because New Yorkers, they love standing in line. So you went into the line, and I was going to the entrance, kind of checking out what the ticket is. Of course, you had to talk to somebody in the line, which was well done from your side. So you chatted with some girls, made friends. When we then came in the venue, we took a cool picture, and then we had the fashion show. The fashion show, I mean, was cool to see. Nice to have, but probably nothing that interesting happened. But what happened then?
Yes, so we had these VIP tickets for the after party for the fashion show. So we went to a club that was in Times Square, and the club seemed to be really confused about it made it seem like on the ticket we had booked this table and that it was VIP and special. But what really happened was the person running this told the venue that it was just going to be 20 people or something like that, and like maybe 40, 50 people signed up. And this club really had no space for us. And also we were supposed to get in for free, and they charged us
$10.
Yeah, $10. So we got in, and it was really crowded, and people were really annoyed, but we still networked with them.
Yeah.
And then we actually talked to the person running the event, and she was apologetic. She's like, I'm going to take care of you. She came back with like a bottle of rum, remember?
It was rum. Or was it tequila?
Or maybe it was tequila.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And then we just brought people over, and we started taking shots, and we started chatting with people, and suddenly everything was relaxed. I networked with a ton of people that night.
Yeah.
And then they cleared out, and then there's tons of people in that club. So we brought them over. Like, you saw a group, and you're like, hey, come over here. So we took shots
with the shot,
And then we grabbed the bottle.
Kind of the bottle in the hand, and then, hey, you, come over. Come over, and then he'll take.
And then we took the bottle to the dance floor, and we started passing out cups.
Yeah.
And then after that, we left. We were just kind of laughing at how ridiculous the night was, and then we met people on the street.
Yeah, we were saying, okay, let's walk to Times Square.
Yeah.
It was probably 3 a.m.
Yeah, it was like 3 a.m.
Something like this. Mm-hmm. And then we say, okay, let's walk to Times Square. And then on the way, we were chatting to girls, chatting to people, and then we actually went to Times Square.
Yeah, we went to Times Square.
A video or something.
We got some content. I don't know if you remember this, but like I was walking by this water bottle, or like it was on the floor, like it was on the ground, and someone knocked it over. So I went to pick it up, and one of the crazy guys at Times Square like tried to throw his cane at me. He was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" You know, because it was like rolled towards him. It was a wild night.
This was a wild night.
Yeah,
so that's a good one to remember. And like the connections were great.
Yes. Very solid.
Yeah, and probably I mean, this was one of the highlights. Let me think. Is there something else? I mean, there were some little things in between. Because I went out with a lot of guys. I mean, it was like this one weekend. You were in Florida. You were in Florida. Mm-hmm. I went out with these guys, and I was like this drunken. I don't know. Can I call him crackhead?
Oh yeah.
Or whatever, kind of yelling at people in the bodega. So this was this is gonna happen, Also,
this is New York.
This is New York. Everything can happen. So there were great stories, and of course, the big highlight then was now 2 weeks ago, our event at Twin Tails, New York. Our curated dinner with models, founders, creators, influencers. And then we had a great evening. What's your short recap about our own event that we organized to manifest our social circle here?
My short recap?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a matter of execution.
Yeah.
Like you pick a spot, pick the menu, you just want to make your life easy. I've just done several events, so the recap, I guess, I think we talked about it last time, right?
Yeah,
but we did the list.
80% is planning.
Yeah, 80% is planning. It's not. I just think like you have a vision for what you want your event to be, and it's not about like going on Instagram and saying, "Hey guys, we're holding a classy event. Bring your girlfriends." You are creating a container to bring the people you want, whoever you want. You want to hold a real estate event. You could do that. Influencer event, you could do that. So just being clear on the purpose of the event and making sure that your profile and messaging is lined up, and then it will be a success. And you just don't make it too complicated. Complication is the killer of ideas.
Yeah, and then it's just showing up and having a great time, but also having in mind, okay, there are certain behaviors and at this event that you need to have in order to show the leadership and in order to be a good host. So we talked all about this. But then, what's then after the event? So we made a lot of connections at this event. So we didn't talk about this. So we actually forgot one highlight. So after the event, we made connections, and it opened a door to where?
Oh yeah, we went to NASDAQ
Exactly.
market site.
Exactly. So this was like, I think it was, for me, it was also a highlight, going to the NASDAQ. Can you say like NASDAQ stock exchange?
Yeah,
Market
more or
size?
less.
Yeah, in proper English.
Well, like the exchanges on computers
yeah.
these days, it's more of like a studio.
Yeah, it's more like a studio, but it was a lot of fun. So, and this all came through a connection we made at the event, and then we got also an invite to go to NASDAQ and see how is it there, and this was like one proof why social circle is so powerful, because you meet all these people, you make all these connections, you invite them, if these influencer models or also other, let's say, business owners, but then this opens also then doors where you get invited to things too, and that what exactly happened here when we went to NASDAQ last week.
Yes, and I want to make a point too that they don't actually have to come to the event. So this morning I had a conversation with an influencer who couldn't make it to the event, but she has significant following. She's friends with a lot of my influencer friends, and so reaching out to her with that event in my pocket, with the connections I have, it was not a hard thing for her to say yes to meet up with me versus just a complete random stranger.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was also funny. I got also hit up by there was like one model influencer started to follow me, and I looked, okay, she has like over 100K followers, and I was looking, okay, why is she following me? And then I looked, okay, she's like friends of one of the models that came to our event, and she actually texted me, but it went to my request folder, and I see a request. Oh, she messaged me and she said something. Hey, I just wanted to send you a message to connect. I'm friend with so and so, and she just wrote me, hey, she also just moved to New York, blah blah blah, and just want to connect with people. Yeah. And that's all. That usually won't happen if you don't put in the work. Right? Why shouldn't influencer just message you out of nothing? And that's like a connection just made out of organizing this event, but then bringing different people together from different backgrounds.
And it's important to point out here that we talked about this, that because I also have had the same, but I think some guys are like, oh, I got the cold DM, or she cold DM me, that means she likes me. Like, you are a professional here, so it's not saying you can't date them, but we've talked about that in a previous episode, the how to do it and the problems of just trying to do it outright. But it better to come into this space as a professional who people respect, and that's going to go a lot farther in terms of building attraction and things like that. Not with everyone, of course, because some people you just have professional relationships with, and this is actually a very good thing. So
yeah, and you don't need to burn then relationships.
Yes,
with it's not necessary. Why
exactly,
why right? You do it? Just keep it easy, keep it friendly, and
help each other out.
Yeah, help each other out, and maybe you invite then if you're interested in a different way, you invite you out to something more casual or something like this, and then you kind of see, okay, how is the vibe? Maybe then, if in terms, if you want to go more into dating, maybe then she likes you. Then obviously at some point she will let you know that she's probably more interested in you. But it can take time, because the way we build a social circle is not that we start and we are at 100. So we are building ourselves up and making these connections and providing value in order to then have the social circle then can just help us in different areas in our life.
Yes, and just to give you some of the wins that we've had and on a personal level. Again, it's so easy to look at this and just think, I want to be around more girls, but because of two of the people we invited to the event, one of the models interviewed with one of the agents at the event. and is hoping to get signed. So we may have facilitated that. And
yeah,
that is
yeah.
like a very good feeling. You know, that's like one of my events, I sold a piece of art.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's just like, instead of faking the man that you want to be, faking like you're rich, faking like you have access to things, you could literally leverage social circle to create the connections that actually like generates the value for the people in your network, and then it's unmistakable who you are.
Exactly, and they literally, you know, you are the connector. They will remember you bringing them together.
Yes.
So that like provides like a lot of value, because without you, they never probably wouldn't have met.
Yes.
At least not under these circumstances, in that easy way or curated way of this environment we provided them. So I think that's very powerful, and that's something which also gives a lot of satisfaction then for us while we are doing it. So a justification, okay, why are we putting all in this work? And there are several outcomes, and it's not only, okay, I'm just doing it for social media, I'm just doing it for this. It's like the overall thing, and that's what's in your mind. If you then achieve these goals, then it's that how you feel then the best way in your life. And
yes.
Everybody is different, of course, but at the end of the day, if you can succeed in your social circle, then you have a fulfilling life. That's my opinion.
I'm with you on that too. And like for me, my first influencer event, I got brand deals for the influencers. So now I'm actually seeing them at another event that they had no idea even existed, but I connected them with my sponsors. So I helped them with that, like the art. Maybe we'll, I have a feeling that this model will get signed because we did connect them in a really good environment to do that. And so I guess what I'm trying to get at here is that people think, as we've talked to all these men, right? They think it's about being fit. It's about like the way they present themselves. One person said, oh, if I'm just a fashion icon, the girls will come up to me. But really, it's like, if you're not a piece of shit, you know, like you're a good person and you're actually connecting people, providing value in those networks.
Yeah, and you know how to connect with the people. You actually know how to talk to them, know how to be magnetic, know how to lead a room, then the matching will happen. It's like everything together. There are different sliders, so you can improve in everything. It's not about only fashion, like you are saying, or fitness, looks. Of course, some things are more important probably than the others, but it's also the overall package of things you can improve. And being the person that is magnetic in the communication, plus then having the social proof, the social circle, will then add up to becoming the person that you always wanted. Plus, you can create the attraction that you need.
Yes. And, you know, who is like the higher value man? The person who buys drinks, you know, for her and her friends, or the person who like understands her job and what
Maybe
she's
for
trying to
half
achieve.
an hour.
Yeah, right?
Popping bottles in the club. And you are the king for half an hour. And then they say, thank you, okay, goodbye.
Exactly. Or are you the guy who helps everyone out? And she was someone who was part of your network, and you bring value and you're generous with your time and you understand how to make these connections. And you do it because you like those wins. So long term, that second person is more valued in society. And I think that is the biggest problem with so much of the stuff today is we're just teaching men how to fake it. They're instead of like just becoming the person that they want to be. And that's why you hear them say things like, oh, if only I did this, and if only I did that, if only I had the money.
Yeah, eventually, but it's like always a journey, you know, like when I have the money, I will go out, or when I have this, I will do that, or, you know, when I meet this person, then I will achieve it. But it's always a journey. It always keeps going, you know. It's not like, okay, now I have a good suit and suddenly everybody was going to talk to me. Of course, it's like just a small part of the big picture.
Yes. And so as we wrap this up, I think we should talk about a few things. So one thing is I want people to understand how much dedication this actually requires. So when you started talking to people, you worked on it like at least for at least more than a year. I mean, in
probably
like
2
years,
I mean,
right?
I went excessive, so
Okay,
but I would say it's more about the consistency, of course, but then doing it over a period of time, over and over, and being consistent with. That's like, and if you need a year, maybe some, like if you are very not used to it, you probably need longer. But that's why you can also hire a coach like me.
Oh, that's true. That's true. but even if you do hire a coach.
Yeah, but even like this, like you need a certain period of time to learn concepts and go out there and be consistent. But then it's all about the consistency and putting in the reps.
Yes, and before I worked with you one-on-one, it was a lot like I might go out and have a good evening, and there was a high there, and then I wouldn't go out for, I mean, I hate saying this, like almost like 5 to 6 weeks, you know? Like that's like going to the gym once every 6 months, like, or every...
Train a little bit muscle.
Yeah, right? Like you need to have a consistent regimen. When I was here, there were some moments up until the last few weeks where I was going out every single night. And I was working on it either at day or at night or day and night. And I like, if you think it was easy, like I remember there was one time Julian's like, we're not going to bed until you talk to one more group. So we stopped this group and I asked them at 3 a.m., is a hot dog a sandwich? And she like...
But the other one was in Miami.
Yeah, that one we had a great time.
Miami,
no, but like the one here, she lit up on me, and and she was just like brutal. But afterwards,
the job is done,
Yeah, and I also didn't. I think it was one of the times I was starting. Like it was a lot to receive, but at the end of the day, it was like, well, that's her problem. Like it's like if she doesn't like it, she doesn't have to like it. And it's funny because before her, there was another group that I talked to outside of a bar, and I asked them, is a hot dog a sandwich? And they were all kind of debating it, wondering why I was asking. And I was like, okay, but does this count as a sandwich? I showed them my tattoo, and suddenly they were open. They were suddenly as if it wasn't weird at all.
Suddenly they're open, but they know that it's actually a hot dog.
No, it's a sandwich.
That's like
it's a sandwich.
Result.
It's a sandwich. It's in a book. I read a book on it. It called it a sandwich.
Yeah. Maybe they should do a second version of the book.
Maybe.
But we are debating this like for 3 months.
Yes.
But there's probably no end. But it's the conclusion of this is, okay, like if you don't overthink it and just kind of go out there, you will have a positive experience. And like you're saying, if the other person doesn't like it, okay, who cares? Then you go to the next one, to the next group, and that's the abundance mindset that you then can create, and then it comes with the consistency of putting in the reps, so you can build your social circle, make your network, and build something great what you want for your life.
It's true. And I think as a man who grew up in this time period, who went through periods where men were reminded by media and politics that in some ways we had life easier, that there was also something else obscured, which is the fact that no one really tells you anymore, if they ever did, how to live as a man in today's world. And I think that's why this sort of stuff is important, because it helps answer the fundamental question of like, who do you want to be, what do you want to do, and where do you want to go in life? And so if these are the things you want, and you want to do it through your social circle, and build yourself out to be the man you want to be, then it is going to require work, but you have to answer these questions. And that, for me, in these 90 days, helped me answer those questions. So I'm very grateful to Social Circle. I'm grateful to you, Julian. Maybe you could take a moment and tell them how I've improved, the improvement you've seen in the last 90 days.
Yeah, I see definitely a big improvement, Jordan's side. I remember seeing him in Rio, walking down the streets and talking to these different people, versus now when we go to Mr. Purple, or sometimes I don't even see him. We're going there and then suddenly he's gone somewhere, and then you look over there and then, okay, he's talking to somebody. So that's like the journey of from the beginning and after these 3 months what can happen if you put in the work, put in the reps, but also using a system when we talk about building the social circle on the events or building the list and saving the contacts to the list. So I think that's I see a big improvement on your side. And also remember, it also shows one big improvement, like the one challenge we did, like one-on-one, where you went on the street and you had like half an hour to talk to
that. Yeah,
10
to 10
people.
women, yeah.
And you also, let's say, running after this famous person.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. I don't remember the name, so I'm not very familiar. But show this was like in the first 4 weeks, right?
Yeah.
And the moment from the challenge, like you went through the fear, you went over your barriers, then talking to this famous person, which you automatically had inside you, oh, I want to get to know this person, and you went after him. So over these 1 or 2 months, you kind of implemented this energy of, okay, I just treat every person the same, like I was treated this famous person, of just going up there without hesitation, and you achieve to transport this energy or transport these skills of when then talking to just normal person, when going to Mr. Purple or when going to a bar or when you see somebody in a coffee shop. And I think that was like the big change. And then also, of course, making the connections you made over these 3 months, which of course then will help you sometime in the future to even benefit more from them. For one example I have in mind, of course, like Miss Universe Armenia.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think pretty much will be a very long-term great connection for.
Yeah, she was really cool.
And yeah, I think that's what's my feedback.
Yeah, well, I think because I think people would want to know, because they look at me and they think I've always been doing this. So can you just speak just a little bit so they understand the transformation and what it would be like working with you?
Yeah.
Like what the body language was from when you first started to where I am at now.
Yeah. So the body language when you started out was very, very anxious, very shy a little bit.
Yes.
Right? He's like in front of the camera he was like a different person.
Yes, it's always been that way.
Talking in the in a bar. So it was very a little bit also feeling sorry for things. But you don't need to feel sorry when you are in a place. You're just there and trying to make things happen. So this changed a lot. You just really don't care anymore. Okay, I'm here. I'm here. I'm someone. So I think that the confidence changed a lot from having, let's say, low confidence of talking to random people, even if it's on the street or if it's in a bar, club, or event, no matter where the environment is, changed to then actually just don't think about it, no overthinking. Because overthinking was like a lot of your main issues. Okay, what should I say? Oh, should I say this to her? Should I say this to them? And now it's just, okay, no overthinking, just go and talk like the most senseless thing you can ever talk.
Yes.
And that's like a big change. And if you keep, I think you definitely won't lose it again, because you trained this so hard that it became second nature, and that's what you want to become. It becomes second nature, and then it's not something you always have in your mind, oh, I need to do this and that. It's just natural.
It's true. And very important on that second nature bit is that once you get out of the training phase and it starts to become second nature, then you can rely on the fact that it's second nature to go farther. So once you get past that point of being shy about opens, then you're really in it, So now you can you can see the things you can talk about. I mean, the big thing before is I would not talk about certain topics because I thought it might make them upset. I wouldn't make the jokes I usually would make. Like I would have to wait a while before I could trust them. And now I just go right into it. And I would say the jokes almost always land. Like no one's ever really that offended. A lot of it has to do with how you react to them being offended.
Exactly, how you feel about it.
Yeah, right. It's hard for them to be upset when if you're showing anxiety and shyness, then it's easy for that emotion to overwhelm. And, maybe they're legitimately upset, but some people just want to have that moment of power. But if you don't care, then it doesn't matter. And it also is kind to them because, it lets them pull away and figure out what they want to do with that feeling as well.
Yeah, and also then your body language of, like you're saying, you were not thinking more about what you say, just kind of implemented how to say.
Yeah, hey, how are you? I remember I used to ask him, what did you say to open? And either you would say, I don't know, or I don't remember, or you'd say, hello, You'd say, I just said hello.
Here I am. And then, so you learn that it doesn't really matter what you say. If you do it on the wrong way, you can say whatever you want, and it hits most of the time. And if not, then it's not your problem, it's theirs, and you move on.
Yeah, I mean, you got to let people be okay with the fact that they don't like you. It's not your job to control it. But I think that we can all agree, there's nothing wrong with going up and just chatting with people and being friendly in a respectful way. There just isn't anything wrong with it. I was taught there was. The reality is that there are people on the street of New York every single day, whether that's because they actually need the money or because they're working for one of those organizations, sign here.
Or help the homeless.
Yeah, they do this as their job. Yeah. And there are young people who go on the subway and sell candy. There are people who sell bracelets. It's just like they're out there hustling. What's your excuse?
Yeah, there's no excuse.
Exactly.
Yeah. And to conclude, is that, we had a great time, and we have 2 days left.
Yep.
So what's next? We're just going out still tonight and tomorrow, of course, to some events here in New York. But what's then the next thing for you?
I haven't figured it out yet. I'm going to be going to Columbus, Ohio to visit my folks. I'll be going to the Microsoft Excel World Championship in Vegas. Then I'll be going to Baltimore to visit family. And then back to Lisbon. But in terms of where I'm going to take this, it's like what we did in Rio. I have to sit down and plan.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what all it is about, to build a social circle. I will be heading to Germany after this, probably South America, but you never know what's coming up. And then it's just to make a proper plan and implement.
Yeah, this probably won't be our last event together.
No, we do probably not
what?
the Thailand.
Oh, the Thailand event?
Yeah, but normal.
Normal, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, in this case, I would say like the last one, comment, subscribe. It's the last episode for now, but probably not in the future. So talk to you soon, and bye-bye.
Bye.